5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of I Digress. Today, it's been a weird day. It's been super sunny, it's been very heatful, and there's been a lot of things going outside that I don't even know what's going on. I'm just in a really ecstatic mood because I've had way too much coffee this morning.
You literally said the word heatful. That's
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Today, we are joined by the reoccurring co-host of the year. It's your favourite female activist. It is the bearded wizard, the dog kicker of 2020, this century, your mask provider, sanitizer, shoe wearer of September. It's Neil.
I don't kick dogs. I do wear shoes.
That sounds like what a dog kicker would say.
And also the whole, I like how it always comes first with female activists. Like I prefer the term feminist, Rob.
We don't use that word on this podcast.
Yeah, no, man. Yeah, look, there are not many demographics that you can afford to lose here, right? I think women's one that probably you're not that favourable with.
No.
You're not doing too hot, man.
I love women. I don't know what anyone's saying. It's just all satire. It's all satire. And today we have our special guest. He is someone that we have both known for years. The chemistry is going to be rattling back and forth. It is the tallest person we have had on the show. He is like 13 feet 5.
Yeah.
I am not sure how his legs are fitting under the table. This studio is not big enough for this man. It is Cammy Mackay.
Hi guys, how's it going? I mean, I'm 13 foot, I'll take it. I'll take it.
I know it's haunting. We've had a lot of tall people.
You've been beat. I mean, yeah, no, you've blown Victoria right out the water. Like she was the tallest.
She was the tallest one.
Standing
Yeah.
6'9", but
6'9", okay.
6'9".
6'9", yeah.
Easily like the tallest.
13'5" something. Who knows? Not even inches. Rob just said 5.
5. It could be meters.
Yeah.
13'5" meters.
Light years.
I've actually had to have a giraffe hold the mic just so that it could reach his neck. It's quite interesting.
That's where all the Patreon money goes, isn't it? To feed in the giraffe.
Our one Patreon has allowed me to hire a giraffe
What a
as
guy.
mic holder.
What a guy.
Or a girl, who knows? Patreons.
You're right, Rob. You're right.
Nah, I gotta give a shout out to my only patron. It's Michael Padua. He is funding partly this
Big
show.
up, Paddy.
So big up Patreon.
Big up yourself.
And welcome to episode 4, 5? I don't know. I'm losing track of it.
I think it's 4.
It's probably 4. I don't know. And let's dive straight in.
I digress.
I need to stop doing that because he always includes it afterwards.
I don't know why you think I'm not going to.
I know.
Right.
I like the intro music. You know, I said it.
It's much better than the monkeys, anyway.
Yeah.
The
When
monkeys.
Rob sent me it the first time, I'm gonna be honest. I had really low expectations for it,
Oh, wow.
and then I listened to it and I was like, you know what? It's pretty good.
What, the podcast? The very first one that you did?
No, like the
Like
the
the
first one that
sound.
had, the first one that had the music.
Oh.
You know, the I digress.
Oh, yeah.
That whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing, it was just like me just fucking whapping my voice and inserting it into a couple of beats and like doing a little cutting edits and
No,
elongating. I was
see-
like, this sounds pretty good.
Rob
There's a lot of,
said that he was going to do an entire episode in reverb, and I was just like, no, Rob,
Yeah.
please,
Yeah,
please
don't
don't,
do that.
please don't.
That was like in the beginning when I was just like introduced to reverb and I was like, oh my god, this is the most epic sound ever.
You did use it a lot. It was very jarring.
Yeah, it was,
I
yeah.
also didn't know how to fade in and out, so the gibbons are really, really...
God, they're they are.
They
They're
were-
horrified. They're so loud.
I was
I think
literally
it's
lying
so
in my
good.
bed, sleeping, going to bed, and all I hear is this.
It's so good. It's
Yeah.
literally because it's like I put on a really subtle, mellow voice as well, so it just the contrast, like. In my head,
I don't know what that was. That was my impression of a gibbon, apparently. But
That's quite similar to mine, I'd say. So.
I mean, we could just plug in some gibbon noises every now and then. That's what.
just in the
Rob
middle of
will
this,
do.
you know what? Yeah. Just every now and
Bring back the
then,
gibbons.
just throw it in. Not too jarring, but one that will just catch me.
Catch people's attention.
Yeah. Not one that will just like because I would probably turn it off if it just having me be like, nah, not today.
Yeah.
No, what do you mean? People don't turn this off.
Oh.
Right. Right, boys and girls and everyone under the sun. It's our first topic of the day. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
My favourite adventure.
Oh, really, Neil?
So Neil, tell us. Since you're an expert in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, what's it about?
So you've actually told me a bit about this
Yeah,
before.
I have.
I know it's one of those animes. It is an anime.
Yes,
And,
correct there.
There's people, and like all animes, they fight in fantastical ways, and they have stands.
He's actually remembered.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
it Stan? Is it like
yeah.
is it like STAN like the name, or is it Stand?
Yeah, like stands.
Stand.
Stand.
Stand. Like, if you were to stand up.
Like your stand.
Because I was gonna make a whole parallel. I thought it was like you know the song Stan by Eminem.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
that was his Stan, was like, the major fan.
Oh.
Stan. I thought that was him because looks like him and stuff. That's what I thought, because the stands are supposed to be like you, but like a super. I'm gonna use the word fantastical again, but like a
I mean, it's not,
super
it's not along
weird
the same
version of
lines.
you, but it's like a super powered, kick ass version of like your soul, right?
Yeah, kind of, I guess.
I fucking
Yeah.
nailed this.
Well,
and I know
kind of,
nothing
but not
about it.
really. But
Yeah.
for someone who doesn't actually watch anime, and
I was gonna say, I don't think he's actually watched an episode. So I
No,
think
no.
No.
I think that's pretty.
that's just probably from us speaking about it before.
Anyway, so that's my bit about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm gonna let you guys do your anime part here. You can just jump in.
Just like the quick stretch and flex. Bring the weebs into the room.
I got
Yeah,
crap.
I'll just take a look at the time just now, and then I can tell people how long to wait until or basically where to skip to miss this.
Oh wow! I don't think anyone's gonna.
Cool.
I
So
think
starting now, cool. Right, I'll keep an eye on it.
I think you forget that like half our demographic are weebs.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh, we'll see.
To be honest, I was kind of surprised that you didn't, like, because at the very wee while back you were like, this is going to be an anime one. I was like, he's going to introduce me as a mega weeb, isn't he? The biggest weeb in all of the lands.
Those are anime fans, weebs. Those are people that like anime and Japanese culture, right?
Yeah, it's actually just Japanese culture, to be honest.
Ah!
I was gonna say like I was gonna be like super weeb, but I thought I feel like everyone would just clamp you down into that weird category of like, oh, he's just one of those. I'm like, there's more to Kami than just anime. He also likes Minecraft.
Cheers, Rob.
Is it not RuneScape? He likes RuneScape.
Oh yeah, thanks guys, you're
The
really
sort
helping
of,
me out here.
The sort of build up games. So I've just been like, yeah, that's about it.
Anyway, back to JoJo's. We were saying that remember we were just chatting about the stands, and like you were saying that you were saying Bucciarati, he's got like a zipper stand, and you're like saying that you'd quite like one that could like just sort of like go into reality and zip in and out of reality at some point, weren't we?
There's something about teleporting, I think.
Was it
Potentially
teleporting?
Something like that, yeah.
See, I was thinking up ones because I couldn't think of a good one, and I was thinking, you know what? What if you could like manipulate energy, like all types of energy? So like, say somebody's
fuck with
like throwing a punch at you, you could just like sort of manipulate the kinetic energy around the punch and just like break his arm or something like that.
That'd be super cool. It kind of reminds me of like Black Panther's like suit takes the impact, absorbs it, and then just like reflects it onto the other person. Just be like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, insert a cool sound effect like a little warp.
R.I.P. Chaddy B.
RIP.
R.I.P. Chad.
Sort of nowhere.
But no, like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is one of those animes that I'm just like, it's so good. I know it's like some people start watching it and think it's a bit of a slow burner, but it's like you think you know what you're about to anticipate, but then it just takes so many twists and turns, and you're just like, oh, what is going on? What is happening?
Because part 1 and part 2 are slightly different to part 3, 4, and 5 as well.
Yeah.
Like, because you've got your Hammond in the first two
Yeah.
seasons, and then it just changes to the stands after that. I remember watching
so
it,
good.
and to be honest, the change in the art styles as well from
Yeah.
each season to season. Like the start of it used to be like very like 80s macho.
Controversial opinion,
Okay.
though. What is your favorite art style?
My favorite art style.
Sorry. Oh no!
Great audio content from our host.
You know what I'm drinking is green tea. You know that does make you burp. Sorry,
Don't
sorry.
take
Karen.
such big sips, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Cammy.
Favorite art style in JoJo's or in just any sort of
I know
anime.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, because like I'm not gonna lie, I was really fond of like part 1 and part 2 of just like the huge muscular men in like 80s style. Like the guy's 18 and he's just like 7 foot huge, and they're just like flexing every night.
They do flex a lot.
It's when you can like flex so hard you can rip your clothes off. That's the goal.
So you just really appreciate like the male form, Rob.
That-
Yeah.
I mean, these men, like they.
if you saw them.
If you saw them, you know, like.
You guys ever watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
No, I actually haven't.
No, Rob. You,
I
know?
had on and off.
You just got a very Mac-esque sort of appreciation
I've
of the
no
male
idea.
form. You know, People out there that have seen it, like people out there, like our number one Patreon Paddy, he'll understand what I mean. You just really appreciate the male form, Anyway, Karen, that's all.
I don't know what you're trying to insinuate here. I'm just appreciate all types of bodies.
And no, for me it'd be the part 5's animation. I just like how it's sort of like fluid and sort of like trippy, like acidic-y it kind of is in a way.
True, like that's the one thing I actually enjoyed. It was just like the sort of brand new. You could tell it was like a 2020 style anime, and you're just sitting there like this gives a new feel vibes, and you can't really go back. I wasn't too fond of part 4, where it just seems like they're really soft around the edges, and they made Jotaro just like super slimmed down, and I was just like,
They used quite thick outlines in the first ones as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then they like really thin outline for the part 4, and it was just like,
oh, this is like the whole thing that makes it a JoJo reference. The whole thick-edged, weird lines across the face, and
really
just, like,
chiseled jawline,
super intense faces, and you're like everything's just super intense. But sub versus dub.
Sub versus dub. Well, I think you know my answer for that, Rob. I'm a sub man. I can't get over some of the dub voices, the English voices.
So Neil, what's sub?
So a sub is like if if one of your players is tired, you will then replace them with a substitution, which can be short for which for short is a sub, and they will come in and play in that position.
The dub being
N dubs, yes.
And so
from
you
Northwest
think
London, I'm pretty
N
sure.
dubs versus the substitution of
or
a player.
alternatively it could be like
I'd watch
like
that fight. Is
a
it
set
like
a sexual sub, as opposed to a dom.
So someone who's a submissive versus N dubs. Can't say names. Right, I'm gonna remove that.
Yeah, I know you are. Yeah, you are. You have to cut that out, don't you? Anyway.
But I mean, I think it's unanimous that we're both sub guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
We're
so we're
home
both-
Me and Cammy are subs.
Oh yeah, just subs.
subs? Yeah, we're the biggest subs.
I think I'm more of a dub. Mean Dappy. It's just like us with the
you
hats.
love English.
Oh.
You love the English sound effects and the voiceovers on anime, just all in English. No appreciation for the Japanese.
To be honest, though, quite a lot of the time, I know quite a lot of people that only enjoy watching the dub because they can't be bothered to read the subtitles.
Oh,
Reading's hard.
Reading is hard,
I don't
but
understand that though, because like sometimes I listen to it and it's just so jarring, and I'm like, I mean, the people who listen to this, if you think I'm jarring, just dub in the anime is times
now, don't
10.
get me wrong. There's some animes that have a good dub.
Because I've lived with you guys for years. Like,
So
and
you've all like
I've seen animes like a lot.
passive pickup.
Is anime the plural of anime, or is it animes?
That's a good
Animes?
I'd say anime is I think it's the same, like plural and singular.
Excellent. Right. So anyway, I've watched these before, and I swear when they've had like the subbed versions on, where it is like the original Japanese voice artists, like especially like the female voices are super high, and like they're like really difficult to kind of sometimes listen to because they're just so high pitched and like squealy.
Well, I get that. Like I was going to say when I said that some dubs are better, not better, but some are good. The whole of Dragon Ball up to Super, I watched in dub, and as soon as I tried to watch it in sub, Dragon Ball Super in sub, I was like, oh, Goku's voice is, as Neil says, too high pitched, too whiny.
That's the one. Yeah, it was Dragon Ball. You told me that, and it was like in the dub version. I've seen Dragon Ball once or twice. He's like, he's got a very powerful voice, like that. And it's but then like the dub the sub version, he's like he sounds like a small boy.
It is weird. It is like I'd say maybe 3 animes I could put down and say that I prefer the English, and that's very because I maybe grew up with the English version watching on TV, and it's like Dragon Ball. That's something I grew up with hearing, so it's like hard to shift. And then
Time to duel.
And for any of the niche wizards out there, Overlord, watch that in dub, so much better than sub. But that's real out there. I don't know if there's enough weeb culture in this podcast to know about Overlord. But that is also a segment in the Patreon. £2,000 a month.
What's your favourite N-dub song?
Na na na.
I mean, that's the only one I could think of.
It's not a song, it's just a catchphrase.
It's just Daffy that has no regrets, isn't it? That's not an end of song. That's just Daffy.
But I think there's
Ooh,
one.
That's a good song.
I think it's Tinchy Strider's song #1, but it's featuring N-dubs.
Yeah, that's
I
don't
understand why. Anyway, right, we'd have to do that.
I'm keeping that.
Oh fuck.
And I was like, no, let's since we're talking about stuff that happened before, let's reminisce a little. Yeah, remember that thing that we were going to talk about before we started?
Oh yeah, that's Lynn's good. Yeah. So Cameron, what we're talking about was, so we had Derek living with us for a while.
Yes, I remember.
Who was our like American friend that we made, and he was staying with us for like 2 weeks before he flew back to the States. You know this. It's not for you. I'm telling that. Yeah, and then he'd been out drinking. I think like because it was the end of the year with like his course mate. No, it was with his course mate. So they were like day drinking. He came back at like 3-4 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
So he was pretty cut. He like, I think I came back into the flat with him and this random dude, and he was about our age. He was like, you know, about 21, 22 at that time, I think. And he was sitting in the living room, and
it's so weird.
I think you came in with me, maybe.
No, I was in the kitchen.
Oh, was
cooking.
it? Yeah.
And I just saw you guys coming in, and I was just like,
and we were just like, oh, hey man, like, because we assumed it was just like Derek's friend from his course. We were just chatting to him, just like, oh, do you want like a beer? We got beers or something, you know. And then he said something, being like, no, Derek said something. I think being like, so how do you guys know him? And we were just like, Derek, can we have a word with you? And he literally had thought that. So I think he met this guy out on the street, and was like, "Oh, you going to see the boys?" And he was just like, "Oh, yeah." I don't know how they managed to do it.
How did he get in?
But like basically, Derek brought this guy into the flat, thinking that he was here to see me and Rob, and we thought that he was here with Derek. So Derek had just coerced this random guy to come into the flat for no reason, it seemed like. And then we were just like, I'm pretty sure I went back in the living room and I was like, not to be rude, but why are you here? And I think it eventually turned out he was picking up something from you.
Yeah, no, he was my friend's brother.
Yeah.
And I dropped something down off the balcony, so I was down the neighbour's garden trying to pick it up and clean it up. And then like he just sort of like he
What did you drop on the balcony?
I was like a bowl or something like that.
How did you? Never mind.
Don't worry about it, man. No, I think that was just whole bizarre. Just
and the thing's like I never. What? I think I met the guy only once before, so I didn't even know what he looked like.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh yeah, here's your
but
tickets.
like, I'm not doing justice to think how awkward it was. It was we just had like a horrible moment where we all realised nobody knew him.
This guy's straight. He must have thought we were the friendliest flat in the world. Like him coming in, we're all just like, oh hey, you must be this guy, and we're all just like looking at each other, referencing like, oh, I must be this guy's friend, and we're all just sort of like, yeah, so who's this guy? And he's like, oh, Derek coming in like, oh hey guys, I don't know, I thought you guys know, and I was just like.
But I think Derek invited him back to the flat because he was drunk and just for some reason, and because somebody assumed he was coming to the flat anyway. He's like, yeah, man, come up here. Like, I'll come. And
but that is just like a proper light bulb moment of just being like, yeah, no, none of us really know this guy.
None of us know why he's here, who he is.
And he's just chilling in our living room.
Cammy's not even in the flat. Like, where is he?
And then eventually we worked it out, and I was like just so confused. Like, brilliant! Derek just brought a stray man into our flat. Brilliant.
Shout out to Derek. I think that's our American representation. International podcast.
Our one viewer.
Anyway, so that's that. But that was a fucking weird.
That. Just for the audience, Neil, Cammy, and I, we lived together for about the best part of like 4 or 5 years.
Springwell,
like 4 or 5, I'd say, yeah.
And then 2,
about 4 or 5 years.
4 and a half, let's say.
We're pretty comfortable with each other. We've seen each other's dark and good sides. We've been messy.
I thought you were going to say we've seen each other naked.
Yeah,
I've also seen each other naked.
A lot of that.
Been in the same room naked. Slept together naked, probably. And
I don't think we have.
Nah.
What? Oh, is that
just you?
We all had our own beds.
You got something to tell us, yeah?
You guys weren't awake. It's fine.
Jeez.
Anyway.
No, it was good times. I mean, we were messy, but we cleaned up pretty nicely.
Wow, some of us did.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, okay.
On the next topic, Rob, I think this is about time.
No.
We did diverse a wee bit from the JoJo's, but I feel like it was a good topic of conversation.
I digress. So, our next topic. Something that the fans wanted, and this is something just to show I listen to you guys. I try and include the stuff that you tell me. Fat Lives Matter.
So I'll jump in here. One, I'll give you a pass, Rob, as well, because I feel like that's literally what people actually talk about. You've not just taken this and tried to shoehorn it in by coming up with a cool catchphrase. But I think this makes sense because people don't like your fucking fat phobia, Rob. Your fatism, your weightism, whatever you want to call it.
I don't think Rob has a fat phobia.
A lot of people do. A lot of people
Yeah,
do.
a lot of people do. I guess not many people actually know me, but I don't hate fat people. Like, real talk.
He just dislikes them greatly.
God, I really don't have a fat phobia. And anyone listening to this, I am the most supportive person when you accompany me to the gym. Otherwise, you know,
Unless you've not been to the gym in 3 years and then he makes you do the same workout that he does every single day.
Yeah, that does suck.
Yeah.
Hey man, so I'm a strong believer in, I'm not going to hold your hand. It's hard or no hard. There is no other.
No, but it's true. Excuse me, I'm yawning. Say that out. Yeah, no, it is true though. Like you actually don't, Rob. I will back you up there. You just love to be controversial a bit, but yeah, we already covered last week. I think saying a lot about people have a lot of issues. People have a lot of reasons why they may be overweight, whatever else, and some people, they go to prove it. There's nothing wrong. People that are just the people who are overweight and stuff. But we did say, you know, when it comes to something that can, you know, and really negatively impact your health. Yeah, our opinion is that you should try and do something about that. But and then again, you could literally get, I don't know, you could get like cancer, for example, and just opt to not, you know, try and cure it. But that's up to yourself at the end of the day. But yeah, fat lives do matter, man.
See, I found a Facebook page that was a Fat Lives Matter Facebook page, and it was 3 years ago, and there was 86 followers on it, so big following on it.
Yeah.
And I obviously had to follow the page as well.
Well,
because
naturally.
in case 87 follower, by the way, but just in case there was any like inside scoop.
Ooh.
But it was literally just a Cartman-esque from South Park picture of a guy that was like had Fat Lives Matter on his t-shirt, and yeah, that's all I could find.
One of my just on South Park, one of my friends, like in lockdown, we were on like a Zoom call, and he was showing us. This was like literally the same day that like Rob Afiz and I had been to like the BLM protest in Holyrood Park, and I was like seeing I was there, and my friend who I suppose we were nameless, I guess, he was showing me this shirt that he had, and it just said "Tokens Life Matters." Because apparently that's from South Park, like, because you know there's like the one black guy right, he's called Token basically. Yeah. His name's Token, but he got it, and he was like, yeah, you know, I'm just trying to do my bit. But he liked it because it was South Park, and he saw it as like, you know, try to raise a bit of awareness. And I was like, I didn't know that, or whatever your name is. You know some of my name. Yeah, you know whatever your name is.
I mean, nobody knows
That'll be a
who
bleep.
this guy is.
Yeah, it's true actually.
Could be Casper. Who knows?
Yeah, but and I was just like, I think people could see that and just be like, you know, you just calling black people tokens. I was like, maybe that's not a great move.
Yeah, I mean, it can always be misinterpreted. It kind of reminds me of that time, like, they misinterpreted the whole, I mean, I don't want to say misinterpreted, but it's just like Cheeky Monkey, when they had
the H&M thing.
The little
H&M.
black model. It was like a 7-year-old boy, and it just had Cheeky Monkey. And it was sort of like, you know, it's just a casual phrase that people, I mean, like, I call my nephew Cheeky Monkey sometimes. It's nothing mean, but...
I like to think I've probably called your nephew that at some point.
Yeah.
And it's not like
never,
everybody raised an eyebrow.
It's never like malintent or anything. It's just that was just like, everyone took that massively the wrong way, and I can see why. And
no,
I guess,
100%.
I guess
see
it is
why.
like, if you're a big company, you gotta watch out for that in marketing. But it's like,
at the same time, it's just
need to...
how people perceive things, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
like obviously saying when we were younger, like I remember getting called cheeky monkey. Sort of.
Yeah,
It's just
like
a saying. It's a phrase.
universal
Like,
term,
you just.
But I suppose, as Rob says, when you are something as big as like H&M, you have to be like, let's just think about this, because you kind of have to overthink all the all marketing means and things that you're doing. Because all it takes is like that, somebody to just see it and then be like, ooh, that's not great.
Like, for instance, everyone's embedded in them that I hate fat people and Neil kicks dogs, and this is
Both
just
true.
from...
But that's not the same.
It's just not true, but through things that we've maybe said, it's been misconstrued along the way.
I've said nothing about kicking dogs. You've been horrible about fat people.
do you know what? Talking about fat people, something that was actually in my own head yesterday.
God, please
I
don't.
cannot stop thinking about it. I know this might throw me back into the pit of doom.
Rob, you're
Don't
doing
say
so
it,
well.
don't say it.
I know I'm
say
doing
it.
well, but oh my god. Okay, so like that girl that you sent you that picture from Instagram with all the channels that feed into why it's to be fat. I hope she is listening.
I'll
because
tell her to.
please listen to this segment, whoever you are, girl who will go unnamed. You know who you are. You sent this Instagram post to Neil, and Neil then sent it to me, and I read it, and I could not be more irate. I was like, these are not reasons to why you gain weight. Do you know why you gain weight? Because you eat more calories than you output calories. That is why there is no here but how I breathe, the political climate, my wealth, income. Like me, I'm a poor guy. I'm poor. I'm part of I'm 200 pounds over the poverty line. I ain't fat. What's it got to do with income?
That's because you can't afford food.
Nothing to do with income. I was just like, I saw stuff in there like political climate. I was like, we could be under a Tory, Labour, and Liberal government. That's not their fault. We're fat.
So
What is this?
I suppose
feel
like
like
the only
it's
way you
just-
could look at that would be sort of like, say you don't have much income, you might be going and buying like frozen pizzas, pound pizzas every single day, and you
It's
might be
just
eating that
extra
every single.
No, I see. This is where
Extra
this is where I'm going to disagree with you, Rob. Because if you've ever kind of what's it called? It's like the societal something of disability, right? And if you look at disability, there's the kind of medical reasoning for things about people that are disabled, which would basically detail that it is your physical inability and such that is what makes you disabled, right? So that is basically if you take the example of, for example, someone in a wheelchair and then they can't go up, for example, a set of stairs, and the fact is you're saying okay they can't because so they can't go to, for example, there's like a party upstairs, it says everyone's welcome. They can't reach it because they can't go these stairs, right? But you could then argue that it is the societal impact on them that is what makes them disabled. For example, that place has not implemented a ramp to be inclusive of everyone, right? There is this outlook on both that can argue that disabilities are really being made into actual disabilities because of the societal impact and because of how society is around them, right? So my argument to that would be that people that are overweight and have these weight problems, the reason that they will eat more calories and do not expend that many is because of all these societal impacts.
I would clap back by saying that you can't control being disabled. Disabled, you're either born with it or it's impacted on you. You cannot change this.
But that's the same. But that's the same thing.
Can be changed. It's not something that you are born with or like can't have full control.
But
over.
some people have.
Some people generally have.
Because
like,
I would say like that's like girls being like, oh, this guy's too short for me versus a guy being like, she's too fat for me. Like, one is something you definitely can control, one you cannot. You're just born. This is your ultimatum. And saying stuff like my sleeping pattern, societal pattern, like you could give all those same exact reasons and say this is why I'm stressed, and that be the end goal instead of why I gain weight.
Yeah, no, nobody's arguing
And
that
I'm
is the literally. You're
like I'm trying to be like the most basic form, like the most basic form without all these extra outliers, other reasons like sleeping pattern. Obviously, sleep's important. Get your 8 hours a day. Make sure you get your fruit, veg intake. But I mean, like the core problem of why people are fat or gaining weight or unhealthy is calories in, calories out. That's like the base. That's what I say, like the base reason. Other stuff like how much money in. Obviously, if you're richer, you got more nutritionists around you. You got better sleep, secure job. You're not stressed. You've got all these things. It will benefit you. But there are people who've got none of that, but still have control of their weight. It is just having that willpower to be like, I have a problem.
You say that, but you don't
Let
know
me
this.
know.
You're not in the situation where people like that. For example, I'm sure there are people out there that would love to be able to control their weight, but they can't.
Well, look at me. I'm on the flip side of that. I mean, I was 6'7". I was under 12 stone.
13.
13.5.
I was 13.5. 13 for this episode, my bad. No, like that's the same as me. Like I was trying to constantly put on weight, but I'd gotten to a point in my life where I physically couldn't eat. So it's kind of just like I was trying to put on weight, and I couldn't control my weight because of all
you're
my
the ideal
experiences.
specimen of a human being. You eat, you can't put on weight. This is we are all trying to genetically become you.
Yeah, but you can't put any
But-
on any muscle.
On the same kind of time, Rob, we had a conversation the other day, just to kind of cut a very long like thing short, is that you literally were saying there's just a viewpoint that you are attempting to understand, you just kind of can't really, and you're just going to accept it. And I think this is something as well that you need to just become a bit more like accepting of. It's not hurting you, like it's not.
It's my soul.
But like you know what I mean. But you know what I mean. But you don't think that could be. Do you not think it could be people that are like this could get really offended and could see how this could be hurtful to them? And I know you're not trying to say it to be hurtful. You're just trying to say from your own experiences you are able to do these things as well, and you can't see if people would be able to just like that's like because it's the same as thing you think it's all well and good people being like you know, oh, if you don't want to be fat, just don't eat. That's true. That's true, right? But that's like saying to
You'd also
that's
die.
like saying to somebody. Yeah, that's like saying to somebody else, like somebody that's like
Stop being blind. Just open your eyes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like trying to say a blind person like stop being blind. Like it's like it's not exactly the same, but you know what I mean. Like something.
I mean, is that
really
like when you
help it.
ask me what colours or what colours? Because
Yeah,
I'm
it's like trying
colourblind.
to kind of stop being colorblind.
Yeah,
just
colour-
see,
Cameron
like just
doesn't
see properly.
Was it yellow spectrum? Or is it
No,
yellow,
it's
green?
pink, green, grey, but a wee bit of yellow and blue.
Actually, funny. Like, what colors are the wires for the mics? I don't know.
I don't like this game.
I was just saying, I got the nice little.
Blue. And these two are basically the same.
I mean, one's green and one's red.
Well, yeah, that's basically the same.
That's big thing.
I was just turning the light for you to see.
tri-
better.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no.
But yeah,
we
Rob.
did
So
use that.
basically, yeah, I think you can concede that, can you? Because
Yeah, I mean, to be
Yeah.
honest, I am just a wind-up merchant.
I know
Oh,
you
you
are.
love to stir
I
the
totally
pot,
like
stick your
to.
foot in.
For people listening to this, don't take things I say with a pinch of salt. Like, literally, just grab a bit of salt and dab your tongue with it and take a tequila because you're gonna need some alcohol to listen to me.
I mean, you can remove this thing that I say next, and I will get you to do it as well. But
I think it's
Yeah.
hilarious if listening.
I'm gonna make sure you don't. In fact, you know what? I would listen to it first, and then just like not share anything, so she doesn't see it, and then listen and be like,
Neil
okay.
will go on strike if this.
I will go and strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, right. What were we talking about? Anyway,
Yeah, no, that
Oh, that was the
just,
Fat Life Matters, wasn't it? The
Yeah,
whole-
the fat lives do matter. I'm just this is a satirical podcast. We like to poke fun, stir the pot. And
you literally
slap
said
the
you were
bear.
irate though.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes I do get myself worked up for no reason. Like, for instance, I was driving here from my sister's, and just because I was a bit bored, there was this guy that was like tailgating me for a while, just in the
Oh,
garage.
you always slow down.
Oh yeah, no, I like slowed down so much that it was like unbearable for him, and he was just like beeping rapidly.
How slow
and-
were you going to the garage?
Oh, I was like 20, 30 miles, like dangerously slow.
Was it single lane? Why not overtake you?
Oh no, it like converged into one lane, so you just had to be stuck behind me,
Amazing.
and I could not stop laughing.
I love
I
that.
could just
I
see
love
the
that.
smile on your face,
And
like
he
you're
was
just like
just
getting
like
big.
slamming the horn.
I love that.
And I was like, don't tailgate me, man. I got time.
I love that.
You should have just stopped.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Are you good, man? I'm glad. I'm glad we reached some conclusions.
I'm glad you got that out of here a wee bit, Rob. I mean,
I'm glad. I think we got to you a little bit as well. You know, I think we talked some sense into you. I think you become a little bit more.
we're starting to break him down now. We're
Yeah,
starting
man,
to break
we're
him
getting
down.
there.
It's just like psych.
So
And the red light is on. We're live.
it's there.
I actually looked.
you can't see it, man. It's there.
What do you mean? It's the red light, the plexiglass with the studio and our manager giving us the cues, and we got the screen for.
Oh, I see.
You know,
He's waving at us. He's waving
and
at
the
us.
entire room is filled with foam for the sound padding. This is as professional as it gets set up, you know.
You can't hear it, but we've got a live audience as well in the back. Just
Live audience just sort of like, oh my god, that Robbie is so good. Yeah, cheers, person.
He's so handsome.
And you know the classic 13'5" cami, Neil doing his curls, Rob just sitting chilling and.
Did you even notice, Cammy, that I was sitting doing these? Like, I just I know it just seems like second nature.
It's
but-
weird how nobody comments on you just curling.
It's weird. I know. To be fair, I think it's because they're just used to it by now.
Yeah, I think they are.
he's
just
done it all his life. So I mean, Neil doesn't have a weight in his hands. Then oof.
They don't
Then
call
you know
free wins
something's
for
wrong.
nothing.
Then you know something's wrong.
長太郎奴のスタンドザ・ワールドの正体は時間じゃ時間を止めるスタンドなんザ・ワールド
Right, it's the moment you've been waiting for. It is Neil Segment.
So we've got two things down here. Do you want me to go for my... You know what, I'll just go for it, right? So, the other day, I was talking about... I don't know, something came out. I was talking to one of my friends. Something about a swamp monster. Don't know why, right? Came up anyway. And then I was like, oh man, you should get Mystery Inc. on that. You know, Mystery Inc. being Scooby-Doo and cool. And it got me thinking. I was like, Mystery Inc.'s bullshit. I mean, that's pretty obvious. You know, they're just kids that go around and they unmask people. But also, the main thing I'm thinking is that Fred is the leader, right?
Of course.
Which is stupid. Because Velma's the smart one, right? Velma is the brains behind the entire operation. She's like the genius intellect one that does all this, right? She's the only one as well that doesn't go like head first diving into trouble. Daphne gets caught and stuff all the time. She's a bit reckless. Velma, and here's my thing, right? Should be the leader of Mystery Inc. And this got me thinking further. what other teams are there, and what other kind of other squads should somebody else be the leader instead of who it is?
Cammy.
I mean, the only other squad I can think of is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I mean, they're all
Donatello
Oh,
should be the
really?
leader of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's the one that's smart as well. Leonardo, yeah.
Brains, but he's
Leonardo's
like,
the guy who's like, ooh, I'm the fearless
So Neil,
leader.
what you're saying is to be the leader of the group, you need to be the smartest.
It would make sense.
I mean, there's a lot of smart people, but sometimes they just don't have that leadership
The
quality.
The charisma, yeah.
You gotta
I
have
will give you that.
Can you see Velma giving like a big massive team talk? It's like, right guys, we're gonna go get this monster, gonna see who it is. But no, like Fred's the one. Fred's the hype man, you know?
I mean, to back Velma, she is thick with 3 C's.
No, she's really intelligent. What do you mean?
She's thick.
Oh,
with
that's you saying
3
her
C's. That's
brain
why-
is thick.
That's
Ah,
why
I
I emphasize the 3 C's, not with a K, but with 3 C's.
That's just one of those Disney things where they make like every single like mum
yeah.
character in it. Like she was
So
like,
we have a mum character. So we're gonna have the hip to waist ratio.
it is weird, isn't it? They
A
do
1
do
to
that.
3.
It
Or
is
like in
weird.
The Incredibles.
Mrs.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, that is ridiculous.
You're just like, Jesus, have they made her thicker?
But anyway,
No,
back on
oh.
topic though. Are you
Yes.
trying to tell me that Velma isn't like charismatic and stuff as well? Like, come on. man.
I've lost my glasses.
She has a weakness. All superheroes and heroes have weaknesses, right?
Really bad one.
I bet if fucking Fred lost his cravat, he'd be doomed. Or if, I know, got hair out of place. Fuck Fred, man. Right? They had to make Daphne a wrestler in the movie to make her useful. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
But I mean,
guys.
that scene was good though.
that was great. Yeah, it's her fucking wrestling. I don't know, some.
I do feel like there was times they only put Daphne in that film just to either be the damsel in distress or love interest. Beyond that, I was like,
Yeah, she
what
did.
is-
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think
what does Daphne do?
So
they made her
what we're
wrestling
saying is
as a-
Velma has much more use than Daphne in the group.
100%.
And also, I think Velma should be the leader of Mystery Inc.
Just gonna throw this here. Shaggy.
I'm going to say Scooby. Like without Scooby, there wouldn't be a TV show. To begin
He's a
with.
dog.
So,
He's a dog.
I mean, the show's named after him.
Yeah,
like,
no, but-
surely he should be the leader.
no, he's a dog.
Who can
I
talk.
saying that dogs
That's
can't.
not,
be-
that's not hyper intelligence. I don't know what it is.
Just because you can talk doesn't mean you're intelligent. Look at you.
Sing.
Rob Roast 4.0 it seems. I tell you what though, can Scooby talk or is Shaggy
Just
just
so
super
high.
hooked on Scooby snacks?
Well, they all understand him, so you would kind of assume.
And nobody seems to be alarmed that he eats dog snacks.
They're
See-
not. They're Scooby snacks. They're different. Yeah.
And there's probably people out there that do eat dog snacks though.
I'm just so confused. Like, how popular is Scooby for him to have an own snack brand?
Maybe Velma makes it for him because she's so smart.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps could be that. So, but you guys got any other teams? You know, you think we're a different leader?
Cammy.
I think this is your turn, Rob.
Okay. I mean, there was something that I did prompt when you brought this up. I was like, who should be the leader of Avengers?
See, yeah.
That is a pretty
And-
prominent team.
Now
Who
you
is
could
the
use
leader?
my own logic against me here because you think it should be Iron Man,
I think Iron Man should be the leader.
and I think Captain America's good at it, right? And you could go for the whole Iron Man's the smartest, right?
Is
You
he?
could argue that, you know.
Alright guys, I'm going to have a quick look at the time and let you know when you can come back for this one because I have no idea what they're talking about here.
So like, but you know, Captain America is, you know, he's fully intelligent too. He's got a lot of situational awareness and stuff. And I know you could go for the same thing with the whole Fred argument, but no. Captain America has proven time and time again.
He is charisma. Okay, Cammy, right? So we have the intelligent one
Mm-hmm.
should be the leader, and he's got charisma, or you got the guy who's charisma, American flag.
Military intelligence as well.
And
He knows how to lead these missions.
His entire strength came from essentially steroids.
He's got strategic intelligence and he knows how to run the operation.
His whole power is juice. He is the juice.
But you even see they literally differ in opinion on one thing when it comes to like the Civil War, and then it's proven that Captain America was in the right. You know.
I don't know. I mean, if we had a protective blanket around the world, like Iron Man intended,
You get Ultron.
Maybe Thanos wouldn't have come about.
What were you guys talking about?
Yeah, I know we've got
I know,
in a real deep.
Cammy, tiebreaker. Iron Man or Captain America?
He hates Captain America. This
I
is
hate
unfair.
Captain America.
That's why it wins.
Iron Man.
I remember
Hulk.
the tiebreaker.
Any disagreements? Just Hulk.
Hulk.
I
Hulk to be
do,
the
I
leader.
do, however,
He is intelligent.
He is
I do,
intelligent as
however,
well.
think, contrary to that Batman should be the leader of the Justice League, though.
Yeah, but
And that's
Batman's
Superman.
also unhinged. I mean, I would also vote Batman, but he's also unhinged.
Aquaman, what are you talking about?
Superman's too righteous.
Yeah, he
Kind of
is.
similar to Captain America,
Aquaman.
but a bit different.
All he cares about is the whales. So
Come on, yeah, he's very war-based. I think he'd just be like, oh, war, yeah.
My reason doesn't really make sense for other ones as well. I will be honest. But my main crux of this argument is just I think Velma should be the leader.
Oh, Velma should be.
Of Mr. Ink.
maybe you should write up the producers and like, can you have a spin-off where
Just
fuck
Velma.
Fred,
The
it's
Adventures of Velma.
Adventures of Velma.
I'd watch that.
I'd watch it. I mean, who are you casting for Velma?
It's well in the Scooby Doo movies they have as a wee link they have Hawkeye's wife in the Avengers. It's her that plays Velma.
Dude, they do. I did think. Is it weird that every time I see that actor, I just think Velma?
No, 'cause she's great.
And I'm just like, oh, she's so hot.
They got Seth Green, isn't it, as her like love interest in one of them? That's weird. Monsters Unleashed, I think. Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he turns out to be the baddie though.
Oh, actually, yeah, no, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That was super weird. Okay, well, what other teams? Can the audience think of a team that the leader is someone who is in the team and
Yeah, that'd be great
someone
actually.
that they could actually be like.
We'll
Nah,
put that up
sorry,
on
sorry.
Instagram as a thing you can submit, and we can discuss them next week. Or if you disagree and have arguments against why Fred should be the leader, etc., etc.
I mean, like, I already know John's got his own thing, like, oh, Batman with time, he can't do anything. And I'm like, Batman with time can do anything. I know that's a whole different argument, but it doesn't matter what situation, Batman with prep time.
I see. I'm
Anything's
not a
possible.
big fan of Batman either. I'm a Mr. Unpopular over here.
It's
Like,
the worst.
I know, right?
Who's your biggest DC hero?
I don't like DC.
Oh,
I don't
I
like
mean,
Marvel.
I
I
get
don't. I don't watch it.
If it wasn't for Batman, I wouldn't watch DC either.
On that note, we'll move on.
京太郎奴のスタンドザ・ワールドの正体は時間じゃ時間を止めるスタンドなんザ・ワールド
This okay, so this next topic was something that was a bit closer at home. We can just riff off this for a couple minutes. It's more of just a rant again. Rob's rants.
Actually, no, it's GPs, wasn't it?
GPs are generally useless. General practitioners are generally useless.
Yeah.
It depends on what you mean by useless.
Yeah.
As in, like, depends what your problem is as well.
Because they're very clearly not useless.
Well, I mean, like,
But-
they probably did all their studies and they're very intelligent people, I'll give them that. But anytime, like, I'm just talking from personal experiences here, which is all we can do. We're just stating opinions here. It's not factual, it's just satire. And anytime I've had a problem and I've thought, I'm going to go to the doctor, I've always left unsatisfied. I've always left with more questions than anything answered. And most of the time, I've just ended up taking my own route to solve the problem. For instance, I really fucked up my knee, like, 2-3 years ago when I like ripped the tendon in my right knee. A lot of pain, couldn't really bend down for a while, and every time I bent down I got like a sharp shooting pain in my leg. At the time, didn't know what it was, thought it could be, did the whole WebMD, thought it could be cartilage, and I was like, looking up Lincoln and be like, I find cartilage replacement knee, I need injections. So I was like, my knee's fucked and I'm
Yeah, that's
only
never a good
22.
idea.
And I was just like freaking out. So I was like, let's do the smart thing, pick a doctor appointment.
Yeah.
Which was hassle in itself, but that's a whole different conversation. Go to the doctor, and the doctor was like, "So, what do you want from this session?
I hate when
What
they
would
do that.
you like me to tell you?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What would you an
That sounds like,
answer?"
it's like a counselling
I
session for
literally
your
thought I was in
knee.
therapy. I
I've
was
had one of
for
those
your
for my
knee.
uncle before.
like, how bad is it though?
Yeah,
Well, you're not just like, I want you to tell me what's wrong with it and how
Yeah.
to fix it.
And she was just like, "So tell me, what have you come to the conclusion? What do you think it is?" And I was like, "What? No, well, I mean, what I think it is probably wrong. I hope it's wrong. Can I just not tell you like how I'm feeling, and you sort of come to a smart conclusion and tell me that I'm freaking out?" And
Do you know what
this is
annoys
it
me
is?"
as well is when they ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, how painful is this?
Yeah, I'm like,
It's like,
I don't know.
Like, okay, so I've come in with a really, like, a broken pinky. I'm like, it's pretty painful. But compared to my torsion of my left testicle, it's a 1.
That's a great story too, though.
Another ball related story that links up nicely to last episode. Cammy is very familiar with that. Oh, we need to tap into that.
Not fun. Not fun at all.
Fun at all.
Do not mess with a man's testicles. I mean, guys.
No, man, I've never been in and they've been like, what do you think's wrong? I've never been like that, but I have been in before, like going in for things and they've just kind of, like you do feel like they're trying to rush you out again.
Yeah.
Like they don't have time for it.
Cool,
but I can imagine like they're very busy people, but yeah, I think so. I also have had some really good doctors as well that have been really nice and really like helpful. But yeah, I have the impression sometimes that some of the stuff they think is just like they've definitely been wrong as well. Like, I went to the doctor one time when I was in London, and I basically had like what I thought was tonsillitis, and he literally took one look. He was like, "Yep, here you go. Here's some antibiotics. Get out," basically. Yeah. And it wasn't. I had like a virus and shit. Yeah. So I'm like, but I get that. You know, it's something they think it's all routine. They've seen it before, but I think, you know, they should just refer you on to things. And
the thing is as well, the GPs, they're not like, they don't know everything about everything.
Yeah,
sort of thing. So like you could go in about something and it's like, oh well, I'm not actually that, I don't know that much knowledge about that part. So it's sort of like, how do you gauge like sort of how useful something is? Because you go in and be like, well, I don't know that. But I suppose they should just sort of be like, all right, I'll put you onto that then. Sometimes they don't.
Yeah, you kind of hope. And then it's like, I know like it can come into funding, and maybe because they're underfunded by our Tory government. Please vote someone else. I don't know. We're not political. We're not political though.
No,
it's
no, we are.
But yeah, we kind of are. But it's just like, I know it's like underfunding, and they have to meet quotas, and generally they just try and get through as much as they can, and there's only so much they can do. But it's like it is kind of one of those things that is kind of pushing people towards privatized doctors and systems.
I'd totally be with like Bupa if I could afford it. I'd totally.
Well, yeah, because it's one of those like. How many times you've had a basketball injury and you just kind of thought, let me just pay for the physio and like get this sorted or whatever, and you get an answer like that, and you know what's wrong, you know the exercise you need, you pay for it, but it's like, I mean, sorted.
You can't be expected to know everything.
To be fair though, like even I went to Stirling Hospital once, a basketball injury, and they basically just said that I'd staved my elbow, which you can't really stave your elbow. And it wasn't until I went to private physio, they were like, oh no, you've completely like strained a ligament in your arm. I was like, oh. Okay, so I've not staved my elbow. That's good to know.
Now, I think it's like also knowing is just probably like one of the biggest benefits of just like getting that straight answer, knowing like this is what it is. Now I can
like, don't get me wrong, I literally like just for like stuff to do in my like stomach basically, I've like given blood twice to like gone to the doctors to give blood twice in like the past 3 weeks or something, and the only thing I know so far is that I need to give more blood in another 3 weeks. And I'm like, I've asked, I'm like, oh, it's nothing to worry about. Just either your white or red cells low or something. I'm like your cell count's low. And I'm just like, right. But like,
doesn't sound good.
And what they're saying, they're like, oh, it's like nothing to worry about. So I just think they're vampires. Like I think they're just like taking my blood.
We're just like, yeah, we need more blood in 3 weeks, and you're like, oh, why?
Like, to be fair, I did think it was a weird practice when like the nurse taking my blood kept on sniffing my neck, but you know, like I don't know if they normally take it, like if they extract the blood orally, but it was, you know,
slight lick off the neck,
just like licking the end of the needle, and you're like, is that? She's just like, AB negative, and you're like,
Like, I'd be positive that you're not a real doctor.
This ain't right.
That was a.
I mean, I'd love to be a
Bruce
doctor.
Almighty joke there.
Just to slap the gloves and then just remove my hand from someone's ass and be like, I'm not even a doctor.
Why that?
Wait, I zoned out for like 1 second and Rob's
taking
his hand out somebody's ass.
Yeah, I don't understand why you would.
I feel like this is what the listeners like. I'm just like, you know, accidentally put on a lab coat and then I've slipped into
accidentally put on a lab coat. accidentally
fell into it, and you know, I'm in a prostate exam and the gloves on. I'm just feeling around like, oh.
I mean, at least try to make sure somebody's, you know, in good health.
Healthy. Just give them a slap on the ass, and I'm like, right, next.
Is that your the thing when you're finished? You just like
slap them. Just like, you're done. Stamp them with my name. I'm just like, you're healthy.
Alright.
I think that's how it works.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's just like, oh, is this the doctor in you? I'm like, I'm just a patient. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
But yeah, no, GPs, man, shout out to them. They do fucking a lot of work.
Grind.
Like, imagine the variety of things that they do get in. But also, like, some of them are a bit shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird to think that I would say vets are more reliable than GPs. Because vets have to like.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't go to a vet for like, you know, if I was ill, but.
I mean, just think how much knowledge you have to absorb just to be like all the different animals and then all different breeds within those animals, and you can't just be like one for all. Like,
well, no, but you get that safety net when you're a vet as well. That if you're just like, I don't think we can fix him. Let's kill it.
No, it's
You can't really do that. You can't really do that if you're like a doctor.
I bet you're saying that because it's a dog.
No, but it's not.
Oh,
It's,
fuck
it's
off.
not like that. It's more like, oh well, we don't really know what's wrong with it, but we can give you these tablets that cost like £900 a month.
True, you have to buy it.
And
Yeah.
you
Pretty
got to
insurance is good.
like my dog. We thought that she had a heart problem, and then we went to a different vet, and it was just like, oh no, she probably hasn't had a heart problem. Almost like I've paid thousands of pounds in medication for a
Yeah.
dog.
Oh my god, yeah. No, that must be like a nightmare, just picking a puppy and being like, oh, please don't have some sort of really expensive medical problem.
Is Kaylee still?
No,
still
she's
kicking?
not. She
Oh.
died of last year, unfortunately.
That's a sad note on the pod.
Yeah,
I know.
I feel sad now. That's
And
like...
you go home and you're just like, where's she? Oh, she's not there.
R.I.P. Kaylee.
R.I.P.
There's nothing worse that makes me sad than seeing like a dog just like dying or something. And on that note, let's pick up on something lighter. This is a conversation that has almost broken the relationship that me, Cammy, and Neil have had over the years, and it's something I want the audience to answer on our personal podcast Instagram that will be airing.
京太郎奴のスタンドザ・ワールドの正体は時間じゃ時間を止めるスタンドなんザ・ワールド
Foil, right? You're cooking. Let's say you're having a fry up, and you're having a full Scottish English breakfast, and you're putting some things in the grill, right? And you get foil because you don't want to mess up the grill. Sometimes you like the radiates that the grill maybe sometimes provide. But where do you put the foil in relation to the grill, the grating? Do you put it under the grating and then put your stuff on the grill? Or do you put the foil on top of the grating and then put your stuff in the grill? Well, top or under? I don't know. Cammy?
Well, see, I used to be a top. Like, I used to put it on top. I did for the longest time, but that might have just come from, like, sheer laziness. But now, like, because I don't know, I used to put it on the top, I just don't know why. But now I put it underneath because
You've seen the error.
I've
of
seen
your
the error
ways.
of my ways. Yeah,
Oh,
no, I was.
That was such a heated battle.
It
we had
was
in the
no,
flat.
yeah, like I don't. It got way out of hand in the flat, didn't it?
Because I've genuinely seen some people that put it like beyond you. I've seen people put it on top, and I'm just like, yeah, but underneath it, the fat drips onto the foil, and you just wrap the foil up. Well, why is it swimming in the fat? I have
Yeah.
nothing against fat.
I'll be honest. I am usually team under the grating.
Well,
Right?
if you swapped,
No, but
Oh,
sometimes I am lazy and we'll put it on top because it means you don't have to clean the grating.
yes,
Like if I'm making bacon, sometimes I'm like, well, I can either make this healthier and just let it all drip through and stuff, or I can just really embrace all the fat on my bacon, and then I'm like, nah, this means I don't have to clean. This means I don't have to clean the grating. This will be good.
I mean, yeah, I get the lazy aspect, and I suppose that joins in. And also, like, fat is the flavor. Like, letting it swim in the fat adds.
But
a
you
lot
wouldn't
more
eat
flavor.
that, obviously.
No, I like things with no flavor whatsoever. You know, I just like
No, I mean
completely.
fat. You
fat.
obviously wouldn't.
No, I love
Raw-
healthy fats. I don't know what you're talking about. I love
From
avocado.
bacon.
Yeah,
Healthy fat, yeah.
avocado fat bacon.
Is that not like low density like lipoprotein stuff? Which is unhealthy fats, right?
Yeah, no, that is the LDLs and then the HDLs. That's the ones that you
High density lipoprotein.
How do you know
Neil
what's so
uses
much
his
of-
degree.
HDLs.
I
No,
just like
to be honest.
I just like to throw in things I don't really want to pod.
I think
Yeah, I
I think
swear.
I think I put it on top originally just because like that's how my family do it. Like you just sort of put it on top, give it a clean.
You did use that argument from when we talked about this years ago.
Yeah.
You're like, that's how my mum does it. We're like, we don't care, your fucking mum does it, Gary, right?
But we also love his mum because she does like this
Oh, I love
podcast.
Fiona. God, she's the best.
And she is the best. I still remember when your parents like cleaned like literally,
literally,
head to our
yeah.
second year flat. And
Oh,
it
that was disgusting.
it was
That was-
probably better
Did they?
leaving than we
Yeah.
came in. Yeah.
Yeah.
They like properly like
So that we didn't have
made
to
it
pay
gleaming,
for
so we didn't have to
cleaning.
pay for, like,
They came in and
No, know
cleaned
that.
oh,
everything.
it was like it looked spectacular, and I was like, "What is going on?"
Like it genuinely looked cleaner than when we moved in.
It
Well,
was
this
madness.
is terrible audio content. We may remove this section. Nobody wants to hear us reminisce about Cammy's parents
Everyone
cleaning
loves
the
the
flat.
reminiscing.
Yeah, no, we can maybe remove that section.
This is the part, this is the parts that I love because it makes us sound human.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Oh no! See, like when you
Oh
say
man,
nobody
I'm
wants to hear
glad.
that, these are
I'm
the
glad.
parts.
I'm glad they got their flat cleaned.
No,
Like,
this is for the diehard fans. This is for like I bet you Paddy's just sitting in a corner pissing himself laughing. And this is when Creamy goes on his runs and he's like, "Oh, I feel like I'm sitting next to my buddies just talking about random nonsense." You know, these are the bits that people enjoy. You know, it's the real moments, not just I hate fat and you kick dogs. And Cammy's is ridiculously tall. He has a giraffe holding the mic.
Yeah, man, that thing's been so quiet. I'm very
Well
impressed.
trained, well
I
trained.
mean, what noise does a giraffe make?
Jeffrey is very, very well trained.
Come on, let's do it now.
Oh, was that the giraffe?
Yeah, obviously, can you not see?
I suppose.
I love how you look up.
Yeah, I know. I was like, you'll see. Gammy's like, ooh. There it goes again. You hear that?
God, I mean, should a giraffe wear the tie on the bottom or the top of its neck?
Well, you would. What were you?
Oh my god! My brain literally just.
Because like my tie is close to my head, but also it's
No, but you see neck.
It's on the base
So it
of
would
the
wear. It
body.
would wear it like the base of its neck.
But if you just wore a really long one, like it tied around the top and it just went all the way down his neck.
Because you don't wear a tie like directly below your chin and then it drapes down your neck.
I mean, it's.
Suppose it
we
can
got
go
short
down-
necks.
Well, compared to a giraffe, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe it's a different rule book for
Well, I
them.
don't know. Maybe you should ask him.
A formal.
Yeah, was that him? Yeah, okay.
I'll take that as a yes.
Anyway, that's a
That
foil.
was,
Anyway,
I
let's just move
like
on
how
to
we can
foil.
wrap that up.
Yeah.
But
For fuck's sake.
You're gonna put in a sound effect there, aren't you? Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Remember when you were making out with your first girlfriend and you came right as she touched your leg? It was me, Barry. I jerked you off at super speed so it'd seem like you nutted at just a woman's touch.
yeah, so I think we can segue into what Cammy is going to bring to this podcast. It's whatever the guest brings on. Cammy, you're our guest. What have you got for us?
Cammy's segment time.
Put
Well.
on a little bit of jazzy background music. in this.
Oh yeah, do it. Well, no. To be honest, I was just gonna maybe try to cheese you guys a wee bit because obviously uni's going back.
It is.
And it's going to be all online learning. I've obviously got an honours project, and I only have one idea for my honours project. So I thought we'd use this time to brainstorm ideas
Just using us to find out your horror
for my
project.
honours project. So
This isn't us to just be like, yep. I'm just gonna pick that thing.
Have you got like a deadline to meet for like a thing, and you're like, oh fuck, I'm doing a podcast tonight instead. I can't actually.
oh no, we've got our
Good idea.
first lecture on the honours project on Wednesday.
Okay, so here's the idea, right?
Doesn't it have to relate to his degree though?
Yeah, it does.
Robots and that.
Robots in that. That's what I was actually
Yeah.
thinking. Yeah.
Okay.
You make a robot, right?
Yep. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
All right,
I thought
I'll-
it was gonna be like some mastermind.
No.
Just make a
I'll
robot.
jot that one down. I'll jot that one down.
I
How do you
don't
make a robot?
I mean, like we've watched enough anime to probably have an inkling. Maybe we could. You ever watch Darling? Darling with My Franks. You need it's kind of like an anime version
It's
of
like a period drama.
Pacific Rim.
Oh.
It's
It's actually
literally
quite
like,
Make a Jaeger.
you need two people to pilot the robot. Obviously,
Oh, that'd be kind of difficult.
Nah.
nah, man. You need two brains. It
Me and you,
makes
bro.
sense.
Ah,
You
true,
just
yeah.
make sure you got in sync, and then that's why we do.
I mean, that's a wee bit more exciting than my idea.
What were you thinking before?
Alright, so you know how sometimes when you're in your car, right?
You are.
This is very simple, but like,
Got it.
and you're trying to get your seatbelt.
You are.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it jams at the top.
It does
You can't get
Get
it
rid of
just
seatbelts.
No.
No, okay, I'm there. I'm jamming the seatbelt.
Yeah, you jam the seatbelt. I love the actions Neil there, but okay.
No,
So-
slide away.
When you open the car door, right?
Yeah.
And then when you close the car door, there's like a wee piston that pushes forwards. Like, you know, the holder for the seatbelt has like a wee holder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it pushes that out because that's where it gets stuck at the very top when you're pulling it out. And then so that means that it can't get stuck. And then when you click it into place, and there's obviously another sensor down there, and it pulls it back in. So it's just it's a quality of life thing.
So basically, what you're saying is it stops seatbelts getting jammed
Yes, that's all it does.
by using pistons.
Oh, it's not a piston. It's just like a wee thing that will push out. So that
Oh,
it
I
just,
thought I meant it like literally when you put as soon as you open that door, it's like
No.
launches a seatbelt at you.
Just like,
Yeah, like launches it
Like,
forward.
Please make sure that you keep this area clear.
Otherwise, it's
When
gonna,
you
otherwise it's
push
going to
stop.
decapitate you. Yeah.
it just
You're
be
just
like
like-
a wee
Yeah.
a wee like maybe half of a ruler, like
Gotcha.
long sort of thing.
Yeah,
to
no,
stick
that
out.
actually be great. I do find like seatbelts jamming really annoying, and I mean I find driving really annoying to be honest. I wish I could just have like an autopilot. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, make that.
Ooh, what, a Tesla?
But what's your moral?
No brands.
No brands.
Other self-driving
Other
cars
self-driving
are
cars.
available.
Sorry.
Unless they pay me, and then I'll brand the fuck out of them.
You just want one of those cyber trucks
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'd love to
Do
throw
you
a
not,
rock at it.
do you not have to
and
buy like
dent it.
the Jeep with it or something as well, or like the big lorry or something with it
maybe.
as well? It's a
Probably.
deal. You only get one with the other.
But what's the moral compass with that? I don't know.
I don't know either.
The what? The
No, like if you've got an autopilot driver, right, and you've got no control over whatever it does, and let's say it hits.
This
a
is where the whole
pedestrian.
dog kicker thing came from. This is where it came from.
Well,
We talked about this,
who's
the morality of
responsible?
self-driving cars, and it's
Who's
like,
responsible?
it's like, no, it's like the thing is like, does the car decide that you either like drive into another car or drive into like pedestrians or hit like a dog or something? And it's supposed to hit the dog, and then you're like, oh, no hits dogs.
I mean, it's caught on.
There also in lies the morality issue with self-driving cars. Sorry to take this on a tangent, but it's like, but your self-driving car can be programmed to kill you.
How?
Because, for
Just
example,
crash into something.
imagine you're going to crash into like a family of 4 walking on the pavement, or it can send you into a wall.
Oh,
It will send you into the wall, I'm pretty sure.
it probably would. Yeah,
Yeah, huh?
it probably would. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Isn't that weird, eh?
scary.
Isn't
I'd probably
it?
see the family of 4 and be like, autopilot off.
See,
I mean, Rob, it's not like you have the choice of hitting that. It's not like the car, like. I don't know why you've got the time to decide not to hit them. It's like the car's going towards them, and it's like at the last minute decides not to.
See, I was speaking to one of my friends recently, and we were saying like, what you know how Teslas have those big screens. What if you just had like a really realistic, like carbon copy of like the city, the Edinburgh city, on like a game, and you were driving a car in a game, but that car was driving your car, your Tesla. So it'd be like you're playing GTA, but what you do in the game of GTA is happening to your car in real life.
Why don't you just drive the car then?
Because
then you're driving in Edinburgh.
No, that'd be cool, but also I'd be
Terrified.
so like tempted to get carried away and just fucking go
It's completely
off-road.
redundant though.
I'd be like, that'd be cool. I mean, most things we have are redundant, but
Yeah.
we've literally got a fire on TV,
I really like it.
and that is probably the most pointless, dumb thing. Like, we've got no heat, nothing come from it.
It adds ambiance.
The visual and sound effect of fire.
I think it adds a certain
Like-
je ne sais quoi.
See, that's the game. I think it's a great idea. I don't know, more honors project ideas. I don't know.
oh no, I mean I'm just gonna go with Neil's robot idea. That
Yeah.
was
Oh,
that was a
okay.
solid idea. So I'll go with
Is
that.
it going to be a Jaeger as well?
I tell you what.
Like, it's going to be a massive.
Anyone
leader,
who's listening
yeah.
to this, post ideas on the Instagram. Ideas for Cammy to put on his honors project.
Robots and
He
shit.
does like essentially his subject's mechatronics, which is a combination of electrical engineering,
Electronic engineering and mechanical
and
engineering
mechanical engineering, and like robotics.
and software design
So
engineering.
like all that are combined. So you get a general gist of it. Hit us up.
Things that are fairly easy, please. Nothing too hard.
Nah, make it as complex as you want. It'll probably all just be Paddy, just like typing away super quick.
I've got it.
You've got one for me.
I've got it. I don't know how you would do it,
Okay.
but I find it difficult to try and work out when your eggs are off. So you need to make a robot that can work out if my eggs are off.
Just read the date.
No, but sometimes they last past that.
But
Fuck you, man.
The robot picks up the eggs, reads the use back. Neil's like, technology.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck me, right?
I'll see
I'm
what I
out.
can do now.
Nah, fuck me. I'm done. For the next fucking segment, screw you guys. I don't care. What's that about? Fucking positive mantras. I'm gonna fucking need these now.
Oh no, Cammy.
Oh, that's funny.
Cammy, you finish this up. You lead us on to the next segment.
京太郎奴のスタンドザ・ワールドの正体は時間じゃ時間を止めるスタンドなんザ・ワールド
Oh shit. Okay. All right. So next up, we've got positive mantras. So this is basically just like you say things to yourself, positive things. Hopefully, that's positive mantras, and they meant to sort of make you feel better about yourself, make you believe that you can actually do things. Isn't
Yeah,
that
just
correct?
little things to kind of live by.
Yeah. And do you guys actually use these at all, or do you do them?
I try. I'm still in the trying to accept the positive mantras phase. But you know, I guess they work. I mean, I try and like sort of do every now and then the sort of wake up, maybe do a bit of yoga poses, the sort of cat-cow standards for our yogis out there. We're a big community.
I love them.
And I'm just sort of trying to be like, you know, like doing the breathing out and trying to be like, as I breathe out, being like, I am a king. I can do this. I am going to do good today and stuff like that. But there's always just that little niggly voice in the back of my head that's just like, oh no,
Yeah.
fail.
See, I see how like they could be very helpful to people. Like, say you're going through a rough time, say you're going through whatever. I think it could be very helpful in that sort of situation, but it's just not for me. Like, I'm not going to look at myself in the mirror and be like,
But it doesn't have
"You
to
are
be that.
great. You are the best."
But it doesn't have to be like you don't have, it doesn't have to be the kind of things that you just will literally repeat to yourself and try and you know, try and say to yourself that you're the best over else. Like, there's things that I like and things that I'll go back to that I just think are really nice. Like, for example, there's like ups and downs in your life kind of thing, you know, but it's just something that's like you can't control the waves, but you can learn how to surf. It's the kind of thing like I like it. It's the
I
kind
like
of thing
that.
it's like
Don't give him that look, Rob. I like that.
like
No,
but you know what I mean. It's like it's
get it.
true. You know, you can like you just try and make the most of what you've got, and you maybe can't change what's happening, but you can learn just to sort of literally just ride the wave. Like, it's
What if you can't swim?
don't surf,
Wear a
Don't
life
control
jacket.
the waves or surf.
but you know what I mean. There's that kind of thing as well, and just like simple things like that I think are good.
Yeah.
And there's things as well, just like one as well that I'd kind of just go for something that is like, I don't know, and that's okay. Just try and tell myself that, because sometimes I'll fucking get worked up about trying to work out the ins and outs of everything, or try to get to the bottom of something, even if it's something like, you know, oh, say you maybe hear that someone doesn't like you, or has a problem with you or someone else. It doesn't need to be a thing that like that will need to go and find out the ins and outs of why and
Yeah.
really work out the end of it. I'm like, I don't know, that's okay. That's what I try and tell myself as well, because it just kind of makes things a bit easier sometimes.
True.
Like, it doesn't have to be you say it to yourself in the mirror every morning when you wake up. It's just things that you remind yourself that are just like just make you feel a bit better, because you can get so caught up in shit that's going on, you forget simple things like that.
Yeah. I mean, Cameron, what makes you happy, man? Like, what
Oh my god, that's
not to just throw the bomb on you, but I'm gonna throw the bomb at you.
What
Just-
makes me happy?
if you turn this into like
Just
a
one.
therapy
I don't know. I feel like this is a bit of like a
This is-
therapy session going on
Yeah,
right now.
exactly.
It's like,
Rom's therapy.
No, it's just like literally.
I don't know. Like,
I know it's not one thing to be like, oh, this is my happy.
I don't
But
know,
like when you're feeling good, what makes you feel now? Is it like gaming, or when you can just lose yourself and go, or is it just chatting to peeps, chilling with boys?
to be honest, because of all the slight mental health problems that I've had over the years, my social like activity isn't that great anymore. And I do enjoy when I get out and I socialize with people, because
Yeah.
it's more, I'm just not, like, it's in my brain, it's like telling me not to do it, and then when I actually go out and do it, I enjoy myself.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
That's probably like at the moment when I'm happiest, actually, when I'm out and doing things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, like, even though it's like there's obviously been times where you felt like alone or like feeling really down, but it's always just like it's good to have, like, no matter what stage you are, we're always gonna be like at a call. Like, we're never gonna like forget you, or like I would hope that there's never a situation where you're gonna be like, oh, maybe it's too. I've not talked to them for so long. I don't know if I can.
Who's it?
Text
Who's this Cammy?
This is me, yes.
Got it, Cammy.
Yeah,
Gotcha, okay.
The 13.
Oh, gotcha.
55.
But I'm just like, no, there's never a time where you can text us and we wouldn't pick up. And I hope anyone who's like feeling a bit of loneliness and feels that way, or maybe feels like they've not texted their best mates. I'm just putting it out there. Maybe we are Carrie's best mates. Maybe we're not. I'd like to think we are.
Yeah. But no, like
Rob, relax, bro.
I agree with what Rob's saying. If you
Rob,
are feeling a bit down, literally don't feel like you can't message your friends, because they're probably sitting there thinking, it's like, oh, I've not heard from such and such in a while, or whatever.
But that's to go back to the mantras thing as well. Like, that's the kind of time where you can be feeling low and stuff, and those are the kind of simple things that you can kind of hold on to. For example, when you're, if your thoughts might be racing about anything, you can kind of go and you just can remind yourself of the simple things that are like that are true. It doesn't have to be something like Rob's saying, like waking up saying that you are, like, waking up going, you are strong, you can do this day and stuff. Those things can work too for everybody else, but simple things like that's something that's kind of just quite grounding that you can hold on to. For example, I know people that have got like things tattooed on them that's like, just breathe, and that's it. Something as simple as that, I think, can be quite powerful if you're in like a moment of crisis or whatever else.
Yeah.
Because it is just an important thing, and it's grounding. It is just there. You know, it's like you can't really deny it.
Yeah, the simple things are like the best as well. And I always like try and paint a picture for people. I always try and use like any sort of similes, and I'm just like, imagine just like a dirty glass of water, and like say that glass of water is you just feeling down, depressed, and lonely. To make that water clear again, you need to just keep adding water, and it's like the water you're adding, the clear water you're adding to that glass, is just the continuous positive things. And at first, the glass is still going to be dirty, murky, and hashtag murky. But eventually, the more you keep adding it, the more
you have to
the
be
water
patient
gets
with
clear.
things. That's it,
You have to like still know that you're still going to be muddy, but you get it clear over time. There's going to be down days, a bit more mud drops in, but the more positive stuff that's flowing in, eventually the negatives overflow out, and then you're clear again, and you're feeling yourself. It's time, and there are times where you feel like it's not working, but there is no black and white ones and zeros. It's all grey and process, and none of us got the answer. But
do you know what when you sent the wee list over the positive matters, the first thing that came to my head was Team 4-Star, the Dragon Ball Z abridged, when Piccolo fuses with Nail. He's just like, yes, I can win. I feel great. I can do this.
Super overpowered. I love like that.
And to be honest, when I seen that, I just imagined you there, the Rob. I was just like, that's something that I can see Rob being like.
This was one of the topics that the people wanted to talk about as well, wasn't it? Besides Black Lives Matter, people wanted positive mantras and things, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, they actually wanted positive mantras. Anything we can include. And anyone who's listening to this, you're a king in my book. Even if I've heavily insulted you along the way. You are probably the most important person in my life because you're appreciating my content.
You're going to have to make that sentence sound a whole lot better, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Post-edit, I'm going to sound super witty.
He's going to like remix it into like a song.
長太郎、奴のスタンド、ザ・ワールドの正体は時間じゃ。時間を止めるスタンドなんザ・ワールド。
Should we? I feel like that last topic as well might be a bit glum again. Should we try and come up with something a bit more?
Yeah, I was thinking we could
kind of finish.
That's a riff, yeah. Because I was like, I hate finishing on a downer.
Yeah, so do I. That's why I think we can move this entire section as well.
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
Post edit, Rob. This will be. What's a positive thing? What's happened recently that's positive?
That's what I'm trying to think of. Yeah,
I'm just like Jim's opening.
Gyms are open.
I love the gym. I love the gym.
I was going to say, the only funny shit's happened recently was me watching like that Ocean's 8 and watching them. But that's a whole weekend game.
I don't know if we can make fun of that because people will just think we're
People just incels, yeah.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't. Let's not go there then.
I can't go in all that thing.
We could just give people just like this podcast is satire. We don't hate anyone. We're very, very
No.
men.
I feel like that's the downfall we always have.
Yeah, no. I feel like there is no win. We either dive straight in with what people think we are, and then people just double down thinking that we're that, or we try and say we're not that, and people think we're lying, and double down thinking we're the
You
worst
misogynistic pieces of crap.
I'm just like,
That is us.
there is no upside here. I just wish like we could have, I don't know, like some sort of feed, like we have a live feed for people to come and ask us questions. Just like, hey, come chat to us. We're decent people. All right, you come chill. Come see the setup, see the pad. Anyone who wants to come rebuke and feature as a guest, I have got a list of guests. That is something I know a lot of people message me and they're just like, oh, I want to come in. And I'm like, I have noticed the people that I would want
Oh shit, people are messaging you. I feel like a VIP right here.
There's a list of guests that are going to come on the pod eventually, and who knows what season. But it is one of those that I don't want people to think this is going to be every episode. There's going to be a new rolling guest, or it's going to be like a Joe Rogan type podcast. It is just like a conversation. Could be most of the time it's just our friends. I don't really want to have a stranger sitting opposite me raving on about not wearing a mask and being at the anti-mask protest.
You wouldn't. Yeah, but you wouldn't get a Karen into like interview, would you?
But then it's like part of me's like, oh, but we could bring them in and just roast them.
Like you could bring in like that big massive guy from the gym and be like, all right, let's have a gym podcast. I want to just chat me through your gym workout.
No problem. But I'd also want probably like a security guard just in case this person goes unhinged and just like plugging everything.
Actually, yeah, true. Don't get the biggest guy. Maybe get the fourth or fifth biggest guy.
Yeah, I'm like, as long as I feel like I can take him, then I'd be like, yeah.
Me and Neil would be security guards.
Yeah, man.
Just stand in the background with sunglasses. Oh man. But now we can.
I'm just trying to think
what
what we
is
talked
good
about
news?
here.
I might actually, do you know, like these little things, I sometimes just leave them in because I like their little riffs.
Yeah.
Well, this
Makes
has
people-
been like 10 minutes long,
Yeah,
so
but
not
like
this.
people love the like weird conversation. I don't know why, but people just like this background noise that makes them feel like we're not talking to them, but as if they're sitting in with us.
I think if we
Listening.
had this, it would sound really amateur.
No, trust me. If I edit this well, it's gonna sound pro. I'll just maybe add an explosion. Here. Just like-
Some fire.
no, but I always put like little fun background music, and it's just like.
Have you guys seen Hoops on Netflix?
Oh, I've seen it. I watched
I've seen
a couple episodes here. Yeah.
Tried. I don't know how I
Is it
feel
good?
about it.
Oh no, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I just
I started watching Archer again the other day.
Archer.
So many good memories with Archer as well.
Do you know what I started watching again? Community.
Oh, so good.
Try and have it in the morning.
Have it in the morning. Lights.
I tell you what, we could finish on talking about Community.
Hmm?
Let's say what characters we are from popular sitcoms. Or
We
what,
are.
yeah, what characters we probably like our characters most relate to in popular sitcoms. Like you're saying, I'm like a Mac from Always Sunny.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I think it's a weird one. You can't really like, because nobody ever matches up basically perfectly with
Alright.
anyone. But like,
There's always one.
No,
guy
you'd be
who, like,
Schmidt.
this is-
that's see, I was gonna say I do see bits of Schmidt in me from
maybe.
New Girl. That's
Yeah.
a fucking great show. I do own a kimono. I do have one of those, but also I feel like there's like little bits of Winston in there too. Sometimes
yeah,
I'd totally
yeah,
get a
yeah.
cat, man. I would like have photo shoots with a cat. It'd have to be a really stupid, derpy looking one like Ferguson. If you haven't seen New Girl, watch New Girl. It's brilliant.
New Girl is fantastic.
But like, yeah, Rob does strike me as kind of like Mac from Always Sunny. You know, just kind of really appreciates the male form, in denial about his homosexuality. Just like,
Do not say that. There's so many people who think that I'm in the closet, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, nothing
I'm
wrong
just-
at all,
I'm just
Rob. I mean,
nothing
oh,
wrong
Rob,
with that.
Rob. Nobody said there was, man.
Rob, we're not.
God.
Rob, why are you trying to say there's something
This is
wrong?
not.
with that?
I'm not trying to say that. It's just that I know I am very comfortable with my sexuality, and I am not.
Why would it annoy you? Somebody thought you were.
It doesn't annoy me to be called gay.
Also, we actually can't keep this bit in either because it's
No,
just,
oh my
it's just
God, I
awful. You
cannot,
can't.
I
Yeah, you
cannot.
can't.
It is literally. It's just no. It doesn't annoy me. It's just like I just don't know why people always assume. Why can't we just not put a label on it? You know.
We
I don't
could
know who
just,
that'd
we could just take this all the way back to the end of us talking about just like texting your friends, and then we'll just cut it all the way back to there. Just have a wee riff, talking about it again, because it normally turns into something else anyway. Us reviewing, talking, and then doing it that way. Because this is probably because that'll cut out another fucking 20 minutes that we just talked over for anyway.
No, I always love having these. This is probably going to be our like a closing chapter. To be honest, it's going to be like the weird episode, the episode that we just caught waffling.
Oh, I don't think we kept to a topic the entire time.
Like this has not been a strong topic.
I can have a bit that we can cut to. I can go with that. I can cut that in. I just feel like there's going to be so much waffle that's going to make us
No, it's
sound a
going
bit
to prime
odd.
time.
Okay, if you say so.
No, trust.
But
the
even this
process.
bit, like here, we're just talking. This isn't what we
No,
want
this
to
is
hear.
what people like. It's weird, I know, but this is what people keep coming back to me, being like, I like these weird conversations where it doesn't feel like it's planned, but it kind of just rolls.
Well, anyway,
I'm just trying to think who's taller of a sitcom.
who's tallest? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't.
I was
Nobody's
going to say
tall.
you're Zoe Deschanel from New Girl.
Oh yeah, I'll take
I can't
it.
It's the
remember her
bangs.
character's
It's the
name.
bangs, isn't it?
It's the bangs, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And from Community, I don't know. He's probably. Yeah, you're the autistic one.
I'd be Abed. I would be Abed, yeah.
You're
No,
Abed, man.
I would be
That's the
Abed.
one. I'm probably the old guy.
Yeah, you are.
You're
You're
100%,
absolutely.
you're Pierce.
You're absolutely a
Pierce.
Pierce. Yeah, yeah.
Listen, but the worst part is every time I watch this character, I just laughed at everything he said, and I was like, oh no.
He is the worst.
I was like, this is me.
Apparently, he was just like basically playing himself. Like, and that's why he basically eventually left the show. What's his name again? I can't remember the actor's name, but yeah, like apparently they just basically eventually kicked him off the show because he was just a dick. Like straight up,
So
nobody
bad.
nobody wanted to work with him anymore.
So it's just like the.
It's just like
the series.
yeah,
No, it's just like me. Nobody really.
yeah.
wants
It's just
to work
it's
with
like
me.
Rob. Yeah.
I mean, that's probably why a lot of people just don't want to come on the podcast because they're just like, nah, this guy's an asshole.
Right. Well, I think we should round this off here.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, closing notes time. Well, guys, that's been a full-hearted episode. We have went off on many a tangent in this episode. I actually think this is probably the most we've digressed in a digressing episode.
Let us know if you enjoyed the kind of more background noisy sections of this, because it's good for us to learn, because if people didn't, we'll never do it again ever. But
yeah, and if there's one of those things that you enjoy, just like us waffling on and sometimes not being too very structural with it, then yeah, hit us up. We're gonna put every plug-in, Patreon, digression, podcast. We're gonna put the Twitter page, the Instagram page, everything's being bumped up. It's gonna be in the link tree in the description. You're gonna see it if you're on Spotify, it'll be in the little bio. Follow that and you'll see all our plugins. Hopefully we'll have a new picture.
Rob's OnlyFans coming out next week.
Oh, I don't know about OnlyFans. You're going to spend a lot of money to see my booty. Well, Neil.
what do you call an espresso with a cold?
What do you call an espresso?
Coffee.
Oh, I'm done. Like, just call it there.
It's been your first appearance on the show. It's been great having you. You've been
Thank you. I've enjoyed my time here.
How you feeling? What's your last words?
Yeah, no, hope everyone can just sort of get back to normal from COVID, and hope everyone's good.
Well, that's been the episode. I don't hate fat people. Cammy wants everyone to get back to normal. Neil still hates dogs.
Fuck's sake.
I digress.
Embrace the day, people.
So, yeah.